Welcome back to Driving Success, a Fleet Advantage podcast, a show where we bring you expert insights and latest trends going on in fleet management and transportation. I'm your host, Tracy Derival, and today we have an exciting and informative episode lined up for you guys. Meet my guest, Brian Holland, who is our president and CEO here at Fleet Advantage. Thank you so much, Brian, for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. Now, before we start the show, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background within the transportation industry?
Yeah, sure. So I joined Fleet Advantage almost 14 years ago, first as CFO, then president, and then CEO. Most of my experience has been in finance and operations with high growth and high tech companies with a lot of experience in leasing.
That's right. So it sounds like we have the perfect guest for today, you guys. So for all of our viewers and listeners, Brian is going to be sharing his insights on how fleets can stay competitive through strategic planning, having effective use of data and technology, and having a balanced approach when it comes to sustainability. We will be covering a lot of information and jumping from various topic to topic. So we're just going to jump right on in. Brian, as we reach the midpoint of 2024, can you provide an outlook on the heavy duty transportation industry and fleet asset management?
Yeah, of course. So the transportation industry has had a lot of challenges. The economic landscape is still uncertain, but I would tell you there are opportunities for fleets in every market. Inflation is persistent. The hope for falling interest rates, I think, continues to get pushed off. The focus has shifted from equipment availability to the cost of the new equipment. So it really becomes essential for fleets to prioritize their strategic and multi-year acquisition plans. It's also important for fleets to maintain flexibility and to adapt to changing market conditions and stay focused on their bottom line and their total cost of ownership.
So you mentioned the whole economic landscape. What are some key economic indicators that organizations with transportation fleets, what they should be aware of in 2024?
Well, there's no list of issues that fleets have to deal with today. Equipment costs, freight rates, truck parking, fuel prices, the impending emissions regulations. But despite these ongoing challenges, it's probably one of the most exciting times in our industry with the transition to alternative fuels and the upcoming CARB pre-buy. So companies that have transportation fleets that leverage key performance indicators and have an asset management plan that stays focused on shortening their life cycle, it helps them to create the lowest cost of ownership, and they will find themselves well positioned to be competitive in the marketplace.
And just to piggyback off of KBI, and we can switch gears and talk about data and technology, how is that influencing fleet management decisions today?
Yeah, good question. So the use of data and analytics is playing a larger role in helping businesses with fleets to make better decisions and responding to today's economic conditions. So there's a lot of chatter about AI in the marketplace today, for a variety of different applications. But let's not forget, the basis of AI is data, right? So having accurate, timely information for the AI systems is really important, to get the proper outcome. But today, the use of data has expanded to include predictive modeling, which companies can utilize to scrutinize their fleet's life cycle. So if they combine that data analytics with flexible leasing options, that gives them the ability to be more competitive, to leverage the competition, and to be well positioned to weather any changes in the economic conditions.
That's right. And speaking on, changes going on, something that gets brought up a lot is alternative fuel, if we could touch on that really quick. So are fleets still focusing heavily on alternative fuel technologies like electric trucks, for example?
Not as much. So there's been significant pressure to adopt electric trucks, but the enthusiasm about EV is waning. So many fleets are now focused more on emissions reduction strategies, rather than going all in on alternative fuels. Clean diesel and hydrogen are much more in focus today, and they're both playing a significant role in the company's decision-making process for emissions reductions. So the surveys are now showing a shift in interest from electric trucks to hydrogen, with timelines for electric truck adoption extending farther out into the future. So fleets are also closely monitoring the legislative mandates and how that will impact their procurement plans, particularly in light of the upcoming CARB mandates.
Right. So speaking of the CARB mandate, we already are aware of it taking place and the implications that it's going to have on the industry. So can you touch on some of the effects of the up and coming legislative mandates and how is that going to affect, fleet procurement plans?
Well, fleets certainly need to be mindful of the impact of the car pre-buy on their procurement strategies. ACT research is, predicting a significant pre-buy of Class 8 tractors leading up to 2027, due to the new standards, which is going to increase the cost of diesel trucks $25,000 to $30,000, which is another reason why organizations really need to view flexibility as a business strategy, not just a fad.
So with all of this information that we talked about, because it was a lot and we touched on different things, now that we're looking at the rest of the year, what should fleets be focusing on, not only to make sure, the health of their business, but also achieving their sustainability goals?
Yeah, good question. So there's been a lot of attention lately to interest rates, with good reason. But regardless of the interest rate environment, fleets really need to be thinking about their sustainability, and not just environmental sustainability, but the economic sustainability of their fleet. Having a long-term strategy, that manages the life cycle with a multi-year procurement plan, it will pay huge dividends. So not only will they improve the performance of their truck fleet, they'll improve the health of their business while also achieving their sustainability measures.
And on that note, I think this is a great way to wrap up the episode. But I just want to say thank you again, Brian, for just coming on the show and really giving us some good information on what's currently going on in the industry.
It's been my pleasure.
And we hope that you found our discussion with Brian to be very helpful, because I know I did. So continue to join us as we explore the latest trends that is currently shaping our industry. If you did like this episode, please share, like, and leave a review while you're at it as well. You can listen to us on your favorite podcast platforms such as Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. To watch this episode, you can check us out on our social media platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And until next time, let's continue to drive solutions together.